Welcome to Curiosity Club, an exciting show based around fascinating STEM topics that you can tune into on YouTube and on Camglen Radio 107.9 FM. I'm Tess.
I'm Rosie.
And I'm Janice.
And as usual, we've got a lot of interesting things coming up. On this show, you're going to learn some fun facts and jokes about magnets.
Speaking of fun facts, did you know magnets have invisible magnetic fields which attract and stick onto steel items? So magnets, they only attract certain types of metals. Other materials, things like glass, plastic and wood, aren't attracted to a magnet.
Wow, that's really cool. Did you know that some magnets are actually found naturally in the earth? Lodestones are natural magnets made from a substance called magnetites. Other magnets are made from magnetic materials like steel, iron, nickel and cobalt. Magnets can also be made from copper and aluminium.
Easy for you to say.
You'd think, you'd hope.
Every magnet has two poles. It has a north pole and a south pole. And when the north pole of one magnet is close to the north pole of another magnet, they repel each other, so they push each other away. However, if a north pole of one magnet is near the south pole of another magnet, they are drawn together, they attract. And this is because opposite poles attract. Now, this force of attraction is called magnetism, and it can be felt by metals like iron, as you've heard, steel, nickel and cobalt. Now, these metals are called ferrous metals. There are other metals that don't feel the force of magnetism, and they're called non-ferrous.
Did you know that Earth is actually one big magnet? This is because the Earth is a solid iron core that's surrounded by hot molten iron that's moving around it. The churning iron creates an electric current that creates a magnetic field around the Earth. So Earth, Saturn, Jupiter, Neptune and Uranus are the only planets in our solar system with magnetic fields. And that the Earth's magnetic field is actually 1,000 times weaker than a typical bar magnet, which is probably quite good, or would be. Our cars would be sticking to the floor, we'd not be able to drive them.
Wow.
I actually once wanted to buy some magnetic clothes. They looked cool, but I don't think I could pull them off.
Very good.
And that's really interesting, Tess. You know, the Earth's magnetic poles are always moving as well. They move at about 5 miles each year. And the Earth's magnetic field is responsible for deflecting the solar wind, the charged particles that come from the sun. So it's the magnetic field that deflects that. And that's a lot, you know, using that magnetic field is how a lot of explorers can find their way. When, you know, rather than use a map, they can use a compass, and it has a tiny bar magnet in it, and it works in the same way so the explorers can find whether they're going north, south, east or west.
You know that one end of a bar magnet, like you were talking about there, Janice, is a north pole and the other end is the south pole. And if you attach a bar magnet to a piece of wood and float it in a bowl of water, that will slowly turn, and the magnet's north pole will turn towards the Earth's north pole. So if anyone gets their hands on a bar magnet, it'd be a really cool experiment to try.
That's a great idea.
Okay, now for another joke. Why couldn't either side of the magnet get along?
I don't know. Why?
Because they were polar opposites.
Magnets can actually be found in many common household items like telephones, computers, stereos, refrigerators, TVs and VCR. I actually just recently bought a fridge magnet, and so far I've got 14 fridges, which is great.
Wouldn't it be great if it was so easy? Yeah, so magnets use like electricity to create their power of magnetism, and they can be turned on and off when the electricity is turned on and off. So that's, you know, what they're using in many other things that you mentioned, Tess, as well as some bigger things like roller coasters. They use electromagnets to push the cars along the tracks, and cranes, they use huge electromagnets to pick up scrap metal in junkyards.
That's right. They attract all of the iron and steel out of all the mixed waste, and when they separate the waste like that, it makes it a lot easier to recycle materials for future use. So very good for the environment as well. All right, what do you call an alligator with a compass?
I don't know.
A navigator.
Well, thank you for joining us, everyone.
We'll be back next time to learn about rocks.
And some more fun experiments.
You can catch up on all of that next time on Camglen Radio and Healthy and Happy's YouTube page. Until next time, I'm Tess.
I'm Janice.
And I'm Rosie.
Bye.
Bye.